You are live. Uh-oh. Our face full of crotch hair. That's not good. Get some better. Frame it, you fuck. That works. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the after party, I guess. Cheers, beers, y'all. It is a happy day. I don't want to shout too loudly because I don't want my neighbors to go nuts, but you get my drift. Today is a good day. Salute. Sarancha. Cheers. Kanpai. Ding dong, the wicked witch. She's dead. Frankenstein has walked to the cold and froze. Which means that, there's only about like 5 or 8 left of that particular. Yes, victory drinks for certain. Grant, good to see you. Today is all about the party. Right, Joe? I woke up at about 2:30, 3 o'clock, and I was like, oh, yes! Finally! Fuck's sake. The amount of damage that woman did. All I can say is good riddance. To wasted oxygen. Right? Yeah, what you plant on that old bat's grave won't pass for flowers. What? Haha, I win. Oh. Right? Can't even call it a woman. It's just like that thing was so old. I don't even know if we could call it human. I'm just saying, 90 years old. That's like, holy shit. How did something that evil live that long? That's a good question. Yeah, I know. But you know what? We need to put a fucking kibosh on this fucking term bullshit. There's got to be a term limit. The silence. There's got to be a term limit. There's got to be just 100%. You're done. You've served your time. This is a service, not position of power. You need to understand that. You don't hold power. You don't make policy. You don't change shit. You represent people. You stand in service, not fucking dictatorship. This is America, motherfuckers. Trying to tell me what I may do with my own things, as long as I'm not doing harm to anyone else. I'm sorry, but fuck you. I'm gonna be fair and honest with that. I am glad that I have to be honest. With as much as she did, the way that she did it, as much damage as she did, much destruction of people's rights, just to be your own self, Don't have to be sitting there, like, well, I have to do all these extra special hoops and jump through shit in order to just be able to protect myself without having to worry about extra fucking special shit. Yeah. Fuck you, bitch. Obama ain't in charge. Ain't none of them fucking dirty rats in charge. They're all just a face. They are there so that you can see them. Don't be fooled. Do not be fooled. The ones that you see are never the ones that are actually doing the destruction. The ones that you don't see are the ones that are doing the destruction. And until they are made public, they continue to do more damage. The ones that are made public do less damage, but they still do damage. Like I said, the ones that are not being seen are the ones driving everything. Oh man, I tell you what. And that's one thing I would say is like, we need to like somebody just needs to go and take one of them freaking Hong Kong rubber dog shit fucking, things and just plant it right on top of the stone with some fucking concrete adhesive. Here. It doesn't stink, but it just showcases who you are. Yeah, no, I'm kind of happy she's gone. That woman is the one who started all the problems for my life. Like literally wrote all the legislation that started the problems for my life. So you got to understand. Yay, she's fucking dead is a big deal for me. I almost went and bought champagne. Now bullshit you not. I almost went and bought champagne. I had decided against it because I'm like, you know what? No. Yeah, I'm celebrating, but damn it, I can't afford all that. Hell, I could barely fucking afford to feed myself, my dog, and my chicken. I just think it's grand. Garrett's over here partying with me, fucking jumping up and down and hooting and hollering. Joe's over here like, I bet you I shit on your grave. You watch. A couple of hours after you've been buried and it's nice and dark, I'm gonna take a fucking fat shit on the top of the mountain and then I'm gonna go take a piss on the headstone. I'm joking, of course. It's just a matter of, hey, thank God, yes, she's fucking gone. Ay, that woman was, thank you God, one of the most destructive entities that has ever existed in the United States. And let's just be clear, when we look at the foundation of the United States, the way it was created, what it was created on, that woman did more damage to our country than fuck a lot of politicians that are still alive today. That's saying some shit. No, it's just one of those, what's next? Hopefully we start fixing the problem instead of living in our fields. You can't live in your fields. when you vomit, it's busy. Yeah, no, thank you. Let's not say we did. I don't drink that much anymore, man. Last time I did that was probably a couple years ago, and I did that just kind of like just get this shit out of my system. Now, if I'm gonna party, I'll have maybe 2 beers. Ah, somebody with a little bit of alcohol-induced esophageal erosion here. Yeah, we've been there. I've been there. Life happens. And on that note, I will be right back. I need a cigarette. Oh, shit. What? Oh, right. Oh, Andy. Yeah, that's cold, man. That is cold. Like a wicked winter, bitch. Yeah, that woman was evil. I'll just be square and honest with you. I got a weird whiff off her when I was younger. Back when I was still acceptable in those circles. Now, mm-mm. My politics do not align with that woman or any of her kind. Personally, I wish they would just go away. Unfortunately, I know better. But apparently, there's a couple of ways of taking care of the problem. One, you can wait for the evil thing to die, and then just, legislate her shit out of freaking possibility at the same time. Or two, well, you guys know this. I ain't gotta say shit. It's just a matter of possibility number one came true, and happy too. Good luck and good riddance. I swear that thing had freaking fangs. In mail order Caracanos, yeah. God, I wish. Mail order M16s. They'll try to martyrize her. They'll try to do a whole bunch of different shit, and it's up to the American public to not feed into it. I'm just gonna be, fair and honest with you. Just it's up to folks to understand. Hey, no, that this woman was evil through and fucking through. There was no good to her. She knew that by playing one side and utilizing the other, she could make it so that she made a lot of money in her life. She also destroyed a lot of people's lives in the interim. And she realized that that too could be used in order to make money. Because why? Money is power in the world of politics. Unfortunate as it is, it's true. Money is power in the world of politics. Her connections to the larger banks in hand are what I'm actually focusing on here. But she also had investments in places you would not expect her to have had investments in. That woman had investments in gun manufacturers. Imagine how I might know this. Follow the money, you'll find out where they're going, right? Well, she had investments in gun manufacturers. At the same time, she's creating gun control, creating all this scare. What does fear inevitably do? Yes, fear sells guns. And what did she do? She sold guns. The worst part is that she helped to take part in certain aspects of what has happened in recent years. That just, no. She was done. They knew she was going to be done, but no, she went all the way to her senior years, and they're going to freaking play her up and martyrize her. And like I said, it's up to the American public to understand. Hey, she was not who she's put out to be there. That woman is 100% evil. Was. Should be seen as by every aspect of life. She decided to make money and profit off of others' misfortune due to her own capabilities of office. That's supposed to be illegal, insider trading, you know? Then on top of that, this woman detracts from people's lives by disarming the public and making it so that they're not capable of protecting themselves individually because of one aspect or another of life. She was part of the Felons and Firearms Act. She was part of the mail order ban on modern firearms. She was part of the Baker Act, and that particular manipulation and inclusion, the 14th Amendment, 10th Amendment, particular inclusions that make it so that the Baker Act works across the United States instead of just in California, specifically Victorville, where this whole thing went down. I mean, yeah, no, she's 100% evil. Yeah, once you're elevated in status and whatnot, in legal status and Congress and what have you, pretty soon the rules don't affect you. Things don't stop you. But you still got to play the right party line or you might get kicked down a notch. This is a problem. This is what George Washington was afraid of. One of the many things is that a two-party system or a three-party system or a five-party, it doesn't matter how many parties it takes away from the inclusion of the individual, which ultimately reduces a republic of individuals to a republic of parties. And what's the worst part of that? The senior members in the parties are the ones who dictate the path of the country. Even at the behest of the Constitution itself. And furthermore, the amendments thereby that acquiesce to the Bill of Rights, specific rights to all men afforded in their own government. I highly doubt that they will be capable. Yeah, I don't know if she was a child, but she was definitely, their their fan favorite. That's fan favorite for term limits right there. Holy shit! I mean, yeah, there's lots of people who have died in office, but damn. If you're in politics for that long, you need to go do something else. Go write a book. Go live up in the woods or something. fly an airplane, just, get into computer graphics. I don't fucking know. Just do something else than sit there and be a retard on society. And yeah, it's literally what it is. It's a retardation on society, on the actual progression of society. Anybody who does politics has to study society itself to know this is how this works. It's messy, but it works. Shit, it's fucking worked 200 years. Modern fucking equipment. Can I say? Yeah, true. I can get with that. Like nothing says you done fucked up like a good push to the chops. Hmm. She was, yeah, no, she was a specific level of evil. You would have had to have been watching her specifically while the rest of folks are talking and whatnot to see her reactions to certain things happening on the floor. Dude, no, it was, she's evil. She knew what she was doing. I don't quite understand what you're saying there, Joe. Get that you're pissed, but damn. So was I. Yeah, no. That's the thing about getting old. When I was 25, I could whoop a man's ass. I could put the Hurts McGurts on man. But anymore, that lasts about 5 minutes maximum. That's just because as much as I know, I do know that there are two things that beat knowledge: stamina and physical body size. You could be quick and be big. You don't have to be skinny like me to be quick, you know. And you don't have to be big to be strong now. Don't get it twisted. I'm saying you don't have to be, skinny to be quick. Yeah, but they wouldn't put real Americans in there. You kidding me? Groomed from a young age to be up in that shit. And there are specific things about it that you can't play around with. You can't go and says, all right, well, you know, I'm gonna take this particular line instead of this party line because I don't agree with it politically because of what I've seen in my life and what I understand. And you need to have the ability to defend yourself. You also need to have the ability to defend your home, your workspace, you know, it- everybody around you, wherever you may go, just because that's righteous. If somebody loses their mind and goes off at you, what do you do? Oh my God, I don't have a gun. Exactly. That's because what? You're a pussy. Let's just call it fair and honest. Two, um, the life that you've led has been comfortable and cushy, and you have never before had the unfortunate misfortune of being in a situation where you needed one but did not have one. So here you are. You don't have a gun, and you're fucked. Enjoy the ride. Well, that's a good thing because I know better. But anyways, yeah, save there, save there, Joe. I'm too old to take an ass whipping like I used to take, but I am too young to die. Damn it. And my daddy taught me never back down. That's one thing you walk away, but never back down. Because if you back down, they'll never stop. It kind of actually set home with me a little bit, I want to say. Yeah, that or worked at the machine shop or the assembly plant or in the farm fields or some down home. Yeah, it's It's a thing, you know. Wisdom trumps uh, knowledge and repetition. Experience is how you gain wisdom. Oh, quick update. For the last 2 days, I have been fixing up my forge, getting it baked all the way through, getting everything just solidly done. So, very soon here, I will be running everything again. I had to go back and do some fixer-uppers because things were falling apart and catching fire. So, anyways, segue back. Correlations, you know, there is no such thing as coincidence. Aish, lust fin, lust aufhängen. That's it. Hund. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, neighbors probably just got home. Like, when Houdini starts doing that shit, gotta put him up for a second. Nine, you do silence one. Hey, turn your life around, you know? That's the biggest deal for me. I'm turning my life around with. Not easy. I'm just speaking on me personally. You know, I used to be a dastardly fucking piece of shit. Nowadays, I'm a lot more medium. Dude, well, dude, we did abide, and guess what? She died. Pete. Oh, only fucking problem with this jacket is that it's heavier than fuck. And it doesn't like to stand up on its own. Nice and warm, but it doesn't like to stand up on its own. Not anymore. It used to. I need to find a new one of these. Carhartt Kevlar. I know that the denims they're cheaper, but you know, the Kevlar stuff, it fucking stays. It stands up. I don't know if they stopped making them or not, but yeah, dude, this stuff right here, actually, it looks a lot like denim when it breaks down, but it starts off as solid as Kevlar. That stuff stops bullets. I was impressed with it. One of these days, I'm gonna actually set up a full-on body armor system. When I finally get enough money together to start back into that, which is not likely. I don't need a king or a legislative body to tell me how I might live, nor do I need them to tell me how I might die. These things I already know. What I need them to tell me is the way that the rest of the world is living, so that I might be able to react to that and set myself accordingly. Yeah, we all know that you're going over to Indies. It's all good. Have a good one. Later, dude. Fuck. That's a shitty thing to have happen to you, Pete. Do silence on them. That's it. I don't care. You do silence on them. That's it. All right. Uh, yeah, this world is so fucked off. I think folks who are, being forced into wheelchairs and shit need to have like, you know, electrical tanks they could roam around with, little attached guns and shit. Shit, it's already a full load. September 22nd. That means we got 1 month. 1 month till first frost up here. I hope to God the harvest is in by then. Because otherwise, I'm not going to have seed for next year's roll. I got a lot of corn to plant and do all that with. Pete, Debs, I know it's a lot to ask, but maybe inversion therapy might be smart to think about. Help pull your neck and spine and whatnot apart. And when I say inversion therapy, I'm not just talking about inversion itself. Inversion therapy is a whole slew of things you're supposed to do, including inversion, in order to make it so that your back extends and, you know, your discs have a chance to rehydrate and repopulate, which is not repopulate, it's repopulate. Clarification. It's it's where you get more collagen forming in your spinal cord or in your spinal column. Believe it or don't, what I did when I was younger actually helped to save my back for a lot of problems. I still have the sciatica pinch, but it's not as bad. And I still have scoliosis, but I'm able to, every few days or something, I do the same thing. I do actual inversion therapy, and it stretches my back out. And on top of that, it's an ongoing thing. You got to do it for years. It's not just, okay, well, I'm going to do this for, it's for the rest of your life. But it does make it easier, helps you to function a little longer. So, quick little thought to put in for that. And I do understand what this stuff is like. Don't get me wrong. I have been through this myself. I actually had to do for a while. I was doing what do they call that? It's It's where they, you got the weight and it pulls your head up. So you sit and you have to sit straight for, 20, 30 minutes, and then you let the weight off at the end and you just compress back down. And when that didn't work for me because I've got going from the middle of my back down to my tailbone, it's side to side, back and forth. Like all of my vertebrae do this kind of weird, jaunty little. It looks like a freaking. How would I say it? If a 2-year-old made a ham and cheese sandwich, about like that, from the middle of my back straight to my tailbone. Then from there up, you've got one vertebrae that is sitting off to the side, right above my shoulders. And then going up above that, you have a circular fracture across 3 of my vertebrae, and then a separation between my spine and my head. And that's all from one punch. Let that sink in. That's all from being hit one time. Well, not all of it. Between my back, middle of my back, and my tailbone, that's always been that way. And it's a really weird form of scoliosis where you start off with your back kind of like a shaped kind of like an S when you're younger, and going through the different straightening therapies and whatnot to make it so that your back will align straight, and broken ribs and whatnot in order to make that happen. Your back turns into this freaking, you know, back and forth. Looks almost like like I said, like a ham sandwich that a 2-year-old puts together. Chunks of cheese that look like wedges, and freaking ham slices that are squished on one side in order to make it only sit straight. So it's stacked to the rafters. Just all the way down. And my back looks like somebody tried to stack rocks. But in order to be able to work, I had to have my back straight. So I went through hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical treatment and trials and this, that, and the other. And yeah, it fucking hurts. I won't deny that. Like, if you ever see me do this or this, that's me trying to just make sure that my head is on straight. Something that I'll do quite often, and just not on camera most of the time, is I'll bend over and put my head between my knees. And honestly, that's just so that I can, for another 20, 30 minutes or something, function standing up. They call me the $6 million man. uh, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. And it's just a, haha, funny, funny. But no, really, I've been injured so many different times that by medical science, I should be dead. I've actually, my heart stopped functioning, my brain kept going by the grace of God. But do I have the funding? That's the problem. Yeah, that is a problem. Do I have the funding anymore? No. But I gotta say, I'm crazy as it may seem. I feel indestructible still. Yeah, I should have been in a full body apparatus by now because of my arthritis. The doctor said that by the age of 40, he should be in a full body apparatus, unable to move because his arthritis is set so bad. His pinkies curl inwards. His hands say that their arthritis is already starting in his knuckles, and he's only 10 years old. By the time he's 40 years old, he won't be able to move. Hell, look at this. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by don't ever stop. Don't ever stop moving. I've had pneumonia for 15, 20 years now. Like, I'm still going. The metal machine. Too much fucking shit I'm doing. Just trying to keep an eye on the fucking property, and at the same time, I just finished rebuilding the forge to a point where it'll operate. So now I'm like, it's just that it burns through fuel so fast. Now, anyways, back before when I had it set up the way it was before, it was just like, eh, it still chugged fuel, but holy shit. Even with the blower off, that thing it chugs fuel now. Oh, by the way, that's not medical disinformation, folks. Um, I don't want to. I do want to point out that I'm not advising without prior knowledge. I do actually have experience with what folks in the chat are talking about, uh, far as injuries and the like, and the nervous system issues that they can cause, and the treatments for them. So that's why I'm saying I wouldn't be talking on it if I didn't know what I was talking about. Just in case anyone wants to, go play in that game of, oh, well, he's throwing at this bullshit. No, not bullshit. Actual therapy that I use personally. Look it up. It is useful. And if my dad would have done this particular therapy after his back surgery, his back wouldn't have been so bad. That's actually proven. I proved that myself. Having similar issues and being able to rise above that and not have so much pain by doing these therapies when they are necessary. I literally got this from a chiropractor. I'm not sitting here talking on something that I didn't do research in, I didn't talk to a doctor about, and then further utilize myself in order to prove this testing before even talking on it. That's one thing I'll point out. I do proof shit before I even bring it to the table. Like, is this a good beer? Yes, this is a fucking phenomenal beer. You know, what kind of gloves do I use? Well, not only are they cheap and accessible easily, but they also fucking work for a lot of different things. And these are just, the Hardy gloves from AutoZone, basically. Tough ass fucking shit. Good batteries, good products. That's what I stand on. That's what I'll say. All right, no, this is what you go on. I'm not getting paid by these people in the slightest. Let that blow your mind. I'm not getting paid for the advertising time. I'm just sitting here says these are the fucking good products. These are ones that I stand on that I'll sit there and I'll use. Why? Because I believe that's where we should go as a society. If you're willing to test this product and you stand on it, you says, "All right, I can work with this. This is pretty good. This is righteous. This stands on a good one." Then stand on that. Don't just sit there and be like, "Oh well, there are these better. There's better as far as brand name, but is there better as far as price per pound? Your purchase power, your value." I'll tell you this, I get one fucking shit face of a buzz off of this. This is my first beer today. Just cracked it open. Like, beginning of the video, it's been an hour. I'm sitting here still sipping on this beer. Got a good buzz. Elk skin's pretty good gloves, yeah. Like I said, I like the personal ability of having this on the back. That knuckle guard. You would be surprised at what that knuckle guard does for you. These are automotive gloves, so they're built for, if you got to grab something hot and hold it for a half second or something, you can. You know, they're built for protecting your hands against all sorts of different, you punch something with these on, you know, and it's going to protect your knuckles. You smack something inside of an engine block or something, that's going to catch here instead of catching on the outside of your knuckles. That saved me a lot of times from that. These are the best all around gloves I've ever had. I've used pig skin. I've used elk skin. I've used deer skin. I've used uh, let's see here, cow hide. I've used cow skin. I've used sheepskin. Best I've ever had. I can be fair and honest with it. These are the ones I turn to. Even when it's cold outside for, a few minutes to, a half hour, these will actually handle for you. And you can put on like an inner liner kind of glove, the little knit gloves, and then these become an outer layer and they work really well in the cold. It tripped me the hell out. I didn't even know this until I actually started using them. It really works. Just grabbed for the gloves that were sitting around. I didn't even think about it. And I just looked at it and just like, okay, this one on, then this one on. Hey, that's nice and cozy. I can work with those. And I did so for about 5.5 hours a few winters ago. Just these and a pair of knits. So, um, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I could see how a chemical clean would work. You got to remember, you're running that through the motor already. The better option for a cat, the way to really get it right, is you take it off, you dip it, you rinse it, and then you dry it. But, those chemicals are really hard to get your hands on. So, because they're really extremely caustic. When you do a cat dip, it's supposed to be in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, out, drain, and then put it off to the side, hose it out, rinse it out, not high pressure, very low pressure water, rinse it out, and then you go back and dry it, and then you can run it again. Those chemicals are extremely caustic. They will burn the shit out of you, and it only works once or twice. And that's if you get a gummed up cat. If you get a burnt out cat, then you just have to replace it. Doesn't always work. And when you run a chemical through your motor, yes, you're cleaning out the cat, but at the same time, you're also burning up your piston heads. You got to think about that. You're burning your piston heads and you're burning your valve seats because of how that's got to run through there. So I would suggest against running cat clean through your motor because of the wear and tear it puts on the motor rather than just on your catalytic converter. Yes, I used to work on motors. Still do sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, South Carolina, they don't have the emissions test, so they just straight pipe it. Which, to be fair and honest, it runs better. It keeps the motor cleaner without having to do all the extra fancy horseshit. Means less wear and tear on the vehicle, of course. It means that there are certain chemicals that get out into the environment that are invariably toxic. Much more so than just, carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide. Let's be clear. That shit's what? That toxic? Are you kidding me? I breathe that shit in running my forge. I breathe that shit in fucking running my fireplace indoors. I breathe that shit in running a gas furnace. Anything. You breathe that shit in running electrical uh, uh, stoves and stuff like that. So you're not getting away from that. And not only that, but your body is adapted to be able to handle a certain amount. These other chemicals, not so much. Like the fact that heptane is a nerve agent, believe it or not. You don't want to be getting gasoline in your mouth. You don't want to be getting gasoline in your nose or in your eyes or on your hands. It's a mild nerve agent. So yeah, you, you know, yeah, fog don't last 6 hours. Right about that, Debs. Let me see. Do I have any of this left over? Ooh, she'll be right back. You can sign up. Nope. Sitting there siphoning gas. That stuff sucks. It will make you question your motives. And it is a mild nerve agent. So, like I said, if you're going to go siphoning gas, you shouldn't be driving for like the next hour, hour and a half, maybe even up to 5 hours, just because of what it is. Get gasoline on your hands, you're supposed to wash that shit off right away. Not a joke. You know, I'm I knew this feller when I was living down in Blythe, Ehrenberg area. He decided one day he was going to go and siphon some gasoline out of one of his old motors, put into into his truck so he could get to and from the gas station, go get some fresh gasoline. Well, he's sitting there, he's huffing and puffing on it, and he sucked a little too vigorously, and he got a mouthful of gasoline. Now, he didn't think much of it, did it all the time. Wasn't that big of a deal to him. But that day had been particularly hot, and he was dehydrated. Now, what you may not know is that nerve agents tend to be a little bit more potent, more toxic when you're dehydrated. And he'd already been drinking beer that day. Well, he ended up doing the Blythe two-step without having been in an air-conditioned environment. We'll just say when he collapsed, Immediately, the rest of the folks around him knew something was wrong, and we all got him to the hospital. Turns out he was so dehydrated that the gasoline had instantaneously gone, and created a neural pathway from his tongue to his brain and caused him to have a synapses jump, which caused him to have a seizure. Because he still had gasoline in his mouth, he breathed it in, which made it worse. No, he didn't have. He was gonna smoke a cigarette, but didn't. Probably a good thing for him because he would have just boom, because the vapor on his mouth. Waited for a day before he got to smoke a cigarette again. The way the doctors did it, charcoal and all sorts of stuff, breathing exercises with CO2 and then pure oxygen, and poor guy. He lived through it. But yeah, this is my warning unto the thinking they are wise. You should not, unless it is the most absolute dire of circumstances, siphon gasoline. When I say the most dire of circumstances, you are not going to go anywhere and somebody's offering you gas out of their car, okay? Because that's all that they can give you. When I say dire circumstances, I'm saying the fucking apocalypse happened and you're having to siphon it out of a car in order to get from A to B with your supermobile. Don't get it twisted. I am not saying, oh, you and the homies got to go down to the freaking, the cafe to meet up with some bitch real quick. So you got to siphon gas out of this car because you ain't got no money for the fucking dude. If that's the case, you shouldn't be meeting up with nobody. It is the end of the fucking world, in other words. Or you are on your most lowest and have no choice because otherwise you're stuck and you're going to get your ass in quite a bit of trouble. That's when it's like, okay, yeah, that's acceptable. Not recommended, but it's acceptable. Like I said, don't get it twisted. Where the stuff? Where did I stuff that fucker? That work? Fire. Tasty. No, the party does not stop here. I am going to party my ass off because, hey, ding dong, the bitch is dead. Which old bitch? The wicked bitch. Ding dong, the wicked bitch is dead. Yes, I'm going to be singing that for like a while now. Of course, I'm singing it under my breath, but seriously, now. I don't know what to say. It's just like, why am I so happy? Sorry, I'm allergic to bullshit. We all know why I'm so happy. All right, so I'm gonna roll this up. I'm gonna run inside and grab me another beer. Because why? Because I feel like it. Give me another beer, and let's see here. I'm gonna party it up today. Because yeah, there is reason for celebration. All right, I will be right back. You really want out that fast? Okay, all right. Beer 30. Hmm. Yeah. Which I'm sorry to say this, but unless a miracle happens, that man is going to be with us for a long, long time. Oh well. It could be worse. Frankenstein could still be alive. No, they don't. And they won't. I mean, call me a pessimist, but bad things come in threes, good things come in ones and trees. What? 9. Probably. Like Pope, what's his butters? It cut up his fingers and shit. Fucking literally mummified his ass in the freaking Vatican. Bury me standing with my rifle at my side. Oh, Frankenstein took a dive off the deep end. Let's hope for the best of the rest. Oh yeah, what's his fuckers? The Walking Conundrum. Don't get me wrong, I'd rather they were all dressed in freaking t-shirts and slacks. That way we'd be able to see them for what they really are, a bunch of fucking thugs. Sweatshirts and slacks, hoodies. That's what they are. What the hell's for dinner? Cheeseburger, Mac. As per usual. I don't know. I don't know what kind of beef it come from. It's ground. Shit, it might come. It might have come from the thigh. It might come from the front end. It might have come from the guts. I have no idea. I know it's beef. 10 hours a month. You work for 10 hours a month, but you've got one of the highest paying jobs in the land. I'll smell a rat. If I remember correctly, before Civil War, anybody who was in Congress or Senate, their yearly wage reflected the amount necessary for 2 suits, 1 meal every day, and a pistol of choice. And that was it. It didn't. You didn't have money for all this extra fancy shit that there or the other. You had to have your own enterprises. You could not live off of just the just your elected set alone. I mean, they keep up with the tradition, but they don't keep up with the real, set to the honor of it. Each politician's supposed to be carrying a pistol, not have a whole goddamn security fucking squad. The president is the only one who's supposed to have a security squad. Every elected official is supposed to actually have a pistol that they may defend themselves. That's it. I don't understand this whole thing. They need a whole goddamn security squad for each and every fucking individual. Yet I can't get a fucking 22 long rifle semi-automatic pistol to have for a backyard plinker. He said what? Some people make me mad. Then I remember the joyous occasion that today is. Everybody just got the news. They're all sitting there like, oh, the gun control. The queen of gun control is dead. Long live the queen. Sorry, I had to get that taste out of my mouth. Yeah, they don't like me. They don't like me. If I got any further into politics than I already am, I guarantee you I would be assassinated on the spot. Mark my words. I would be assassinated on the spot. Why? Because my politics reflect what America wants, what the general public wants. The actual fucking general public who know what their shit is. And directly conflict with the party narrative of what's going on now. I guarantee you that I would just be like, no. So, Debs, the lady that died today or yesterday was Diane Finkelstein. Frankenstein. Fuckstick. I the only reason I ain't jumping for joy is I got a buzz. I figured, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, yay! Oh, yeah, I did it. I did it because fuck you, libtards. Tell us how you really feel. Are you sure you want to know? If I had a damn birthday cake, I'd put 90 freaking candles on the sumbitch just to be like, happy birthday, bitch. Oh, yes. You cannot understand how much I hate that woman. You cannot begin to understand. I cannot describe. I hope that she gets what's coming to her wherever she goes. Because that was a freaking road anchor, man. I'll tell you right now, that was a road anchor. Yeehaw! Damn, Jigsaw. I am thanking God right now. That woman is gone. And the funny thing is, I'm not some big believer in God. I mean, I do believe in God, don't get me wrong. It's like my perception of God is different than everyone else's. But it is a perception of God, the highest power, basically. So, and I say that because I've read the Christian Bible, I've read the Quran, I've read the freaking the Tao, I've learned science on all different aspects of it. And yeah, I believe there is a God of some sort, a grand designer. But my perception is deep. I see beyond the surface of the water. I see beyond the first layer of water. I see all the way to the ocean floor. In other words, yes, I'm thanking God, but I'm not thanking the God of Abraham, even though it is the God of Abraham. I think it's fucking hilarious how that works. I love the Diane. Same thing. Greatest spirit of love. If you guys didn't know, the Cherokee God, as it were, the big dog, the super duper top of the all everything, God love the diet, means greatest loving spirit. See, God is a spirit of love to the Cherokee. Love is God. Every expression of love, every little tiny piece of love. Every bit of life that shows you love, that is God. Because that cannot be explained by any respective. Everything else finds its way into explanation. Metaphorical or physical or chemical. But love has no explanation. It simply is. So, what is the eternal question? Do you know the answer? That's actually the eternal question. Do you know the answer? I know the answer. I keep on hinting at it to people. I wonder if people will get it. I mean, I know all of you got it. That's what the answer to the eternal question is. So it's a matter of, well, fuckers. The world is a terrible place. Those who can learn to love in that, they are a very special kind of people. How many rats? Vad finns det nu att? Det är krig. Certainly drop ego, but one should never let their heart rule their head. Because I'll say it this way. That's how Feinstein actually got to people. She knew some people would actually let their heart rule their head, and she played on people's heartstrings. We've got to stop all of these guns because they're the problem. No, they're not the problem. Hell, I'd even argue that the criminals ain't the problem. It's the pussyfoot motherfuckers that ain't willing to put a criminal down. Plain and simple. See, when I was about like 13, 14 years old, I got a reality check. And that is, crime does not pay. Except in bullets. Me and a couple of my buddies thought, hey, there's a store right around the corner. Let's go jack them for a thing of beer. I was like, yeah, well, fuck it. Why not? I was young and dumb at the time. I didn't think much of it. And I didn't think much of it until that freaking 38 special was waving in my face. Don't you fucking move. You robbed me for the last time. I gave up. I'll be fair and honest. I realized then, nah, this shit's for the fucking birds. Try to walk on a right and level. And yeah, fuck your gangster rap. You ain't gangster, homie. Show me walking on the right side, being right and proper. And that's why I've got this kind of stance now. Like, no. We used to hang criminals for what they did. Now they get off with, couple $100 fine, couple $1,000 fine. If they commit murder, $1 million fine. There is a specific way to carry yourself. And I've been trying for the longest to be just like telling folks, hey, look at how I carry myself. Yeah, I speak a lot, but I carry myself accordingly as I can. It also says what we should be at. No reality. The only way you can protect yourself and protect others, and at the same time, live in a society of, upstanding citizens, is to be armed, both of mind and of equipment. To take that away from somebody is and should be abhorrent. Let me put it this way. In California, it is difficult to purchase a firearm of any kind, but a firearm, especially modern firearms. It is difficult to purchase body armor. And it is difficult to get classes or training, or even have access to that in a fucking library. And people wonder why, as I have aught with California. Yes, I do have aught with California. They're pretty much, done in my eyes. But women like what this all is about, are the reason why. Men like what this is all about, are the reason why, and they need to be stopped. I understand the will and the want for God to do it, but did you see how much damage she done? Because I lived how much damage she done. There ain't a single law-abiding citizen that has a firearm in the state of California, aside from those in government or police or former government or police and military. Oh, one other thing. If you have a special circumstance, like security guard card, witness to a murder trial, or you've had a hunting license since the early 2000s. Otherwise, you don't have a gun. Guaranteed. Oh, I failed to mention one other. Top tier business owner. You have a gun. Other than that, average Joe doesn't have a fucking gun. Unless he's a criminal. And he's fucking breaking the law in every which way. So, and I put it fair and square and honest. When I was 18, I went down to the local Torrance County Sheriff, because Torrance County is a municipality of Los Angeles County. Went down to Torrance County Sheriff and I asked to get my license. My concealed carry license and all that. I got laughed out the door. And when I says I got laughed out the door, I mean I literally got escorted out the door by a cop who was fucking laughing his ass off at me. This isn't America. This is why I have a problem with, you know, California, because you have to have a special family name, you have to have a special job title, this, that, or the other to purchase firearms, and you can't be related to somebody who has, any of the, any kind of certain history, or for that matter, have been accused of anything. There's a reason why I fucking turned to air guns. Because I saw that shit on the horizon a long fucking time ago. And I saw that, you know what? I want to get my hands on firearms. I want firearms because firearms is, that much more potent. You're working with much higher pressures. You're working with a greater retained kinetic energy. You're working with a better projectile at the time. Now projectiles are pretty much the same. You're working with, better retained kinetic energy, but at the same time, but you also at the same time you're working with lesser kinetic energy to start off with air guns. So, still there's these things to be said. Yeah. But did you hear about what Kennesaw enacted in order to retain that? They deputized everybody. So everybody in town is a fucking sheriff. And they, hey, we'll do this the whole thing. Go on. They made it illegal for you to live in town if you have a felony on your record or otherwise are you best all thing that's you are otherwise prohibited from owning a firearm. See, this is you got to read the fine print. They call them the last bastions of America, but America died long ago. What we have is the facade of America, and that is because individual rights are trampled every single fucking day. I have a knack for living in the not freest states and having to deal with the horror shit. I mean, if I lived in, say, Idaho or South Carolina or Arkansas, well, I'd expect I'd have a little bit of ease. But that's the question. These politicians are all across our country. And they've always been trying to consolidate power. It doesn't matter what party they're in. The last thing you should want as a representative of the United States in any capacity is power. In fact, you should abhor it. Something I agree with my dad on. The last thing you should want as a representative in the United States is power. You should abhor it at the most. And at the least consider it a disgraceful and disgusting duty. Something that you don't want to do, but you have to. Because somebody's got to do it. That is one of the freaking dirtiest jobs there is. If you ask me, being a politician is one of the dirtiest jobs there is. It looks clean. By all means, it looks clean. But it ain't honest. That's the whole thing. That's supposed to be my workspace. Listen in. So yeah, I'll be opening up the forge here pretty soon. Getting things started again. I had to bake some bricks, pull through, and I had to reface the bottom of the forge. Pardon me. Beer's talking back at me. Ugh. It's getting on in the day. We've been at this for 2 hours and 7 minutes. It is now 6:30 my time. And like I said, we partying. Yay! Wahoo! I may have to shoot a rat or two coming up here soon. They've been out in droves lately. And I just got batteries for my night vision. And I set my night vision up on a semi-auto because I says to myself, well, I'm so tired of just racking every time I gotta take a second shot. Nah, quick follow-up. Double tap. So the air gun is still working and continues to be a beast in the backyard. And those 43 grain slugs allow me to punch through about like 3 inches of dirt and smack that rat dead if I need to. So if it works, you know. Jesus. I'm so glad I don't live in fucking California anymore. I used to have to drive that kind of distance. 150 miles to be in the countryside from where I used to live at in Los Angeles. 150 miles in any fucking direction. Some directions it was even further. Yeah, city does not mix. Me and the city don't mix. I am 25 miles outside of Portland right now, and I feel a little too goddamn close. I got an itch to drive, and it's only been 3 fucking years. You know, let that blow your mind. I got an itch to drive, and it's been 3 years. Too damn close. Too damn close to the city. I like to see where my bullet stops, damn it. Hey, don't feel bad. I did the same damn thing. I forgot to get bread. I forgot to get wheat, flour, or any kind of thing. It just did. I'm probably gonna end up throwing together some rice flour or something and making um the whatchamacallit dim sum buns. Probably. I mean, I look at it, I'm like, I have a coffee grinder. I could make some dim sum buns. But I got, I went and I bought pasta, so I should be fair honest, all right, for several days. But I was thinking, on the same level, like, if shit really went sideways, what can I do? You know? Um, till things become impossible. It is cheaper to make your own bread, but you got to remember that, you are you're having to buy more materials and stock and stuff, and stock back shit because making bread, while it is cheaper at times, it's more expensive at times. You got to look at what the actual over under of it is. Normally during the spring and during the fall, bread is cheaper to buy than it is to make. When it's, winter and summer, on the other hand, summer not so much, winter definitely. Bread is more expensive to buy than it is to make. Country boy archaeology, what's up, bro? Now I just want to make certain. Which is how much everything live on your channel. Where did it go? There it is. Of course. There we go. Okay. All right. Yes. Enjoy your zoot suit or blue suit, brother. You earned it. I checked you out. I saw some of that interesting stuff. like effigies and whatnot. Harmonics and you know, the vibration of the stones and holy shit. That'll blow your mind, bro. No, I don't think you're crazy. I just think, you know, you went pretty far with it. Like you looked really deep into it and made a lot of effort towards it. And dude, hats off to you. I I did look into that when I was younger. And I'll says, you know, couple things. I was wrong about some of that. You know, yes, vibrational frequencies do exist in certain stone. Okay, it's all happens to deal with when the stone was made, what the you know what created the stone, this, that, and the other, and the frequency that that material vibrates at itself. And then yeah, it's so in depth. I can't do it any kind of justice. That's why you know, Country Boy Archaeology. Big shout out, brother. Big shout out. Because yes, it is true. Actually, it is true. This stuff does exist. I'm kind of glad you were able to put some extra effort into it and be able to showcase it for folks. You know, that takes something. Effort is a big deal. My daddy used to says, put in 110%. When you're done with that, check your work and then put in 75% more. Little bit of extra never hurt nobody. It'll wear you down after a while, but you know, mentally speaking, but it never hurt nobody to put in 110%. In fact, from what I've seen, it only helps. Yeah, now making pasta. There's something fun for you. If you ever get a chance, look up how to make pasta. It's fucking easy. I don't know why this is such a big deal, but you know, it's fucking easy as hell. My grandma used to do it all the time. She would make homemade pasta at home. Like, I'm not talking about my grandma Glory. I'm talking about my grandma Nay. My country grandma. She'd make freaking pasta at home. Egg noodles, regular old batch noodle, and it was way better than you buy in a store for some reason. Like she put something extra in there. I don't know. Well, it depends on it whether or not you contain the mess, Billy. Personally, I don't contain the mess. That's why I buy the bag shit because I don't contain the mess. And it's easier to keep things sanitary if I'm not making it myself. That doesn't mean that it's easier to keep things cheaper. Still make a mess, damn it. I'm known for it. I make a mess. I make a mess of my speech too. If you didn't notice, I got a stutter, stammer, and all that fun shit. Yeah, laugh while you can, fuckers. Haha. Blah. Party. Frankenstein is gone. For those who have gone before, by we who must follow. And cheers to all those who have actually won battles. Well, I'd say it's about time to light the fire so I could do the night watch. Y'all, it's been grand. I appreciate you being here. This is Yo Guardsman on the light is failing. So I will catch you on the flip side. I'm out.